Hey guys, it's QuickyBaby and welcome to the Skoda Factory in Pilsen, a brand new map coming in patch 9.13. The Skoda works in Pilsen was a gigantic manufactory and a linchpin of creation of Czechoslovakian armour, which had been producing tanks such as the LT-35 before the war. However, on the 29th of September 1938, the Munich Agreement was signed by Germany, France, the United Kingdom, and Italy without the presence of representatives from Czechoslovakia. This promised territorial areas of Czechoslovakia dubbed the Sudetenland to Germany, areas inhabited by majority German speakers. Also included in this agreement was the Skoda Factory at Pilsen. This meant that Germany commandeered many LT-35s and LT-38s, which were given new designations as Panzerkampfwagens 38 T, where the T stands for Czechisch, which is the German word for Czech. These tanks were then used extensively in the German invasion of Poland, and the Skoda factory used to produce German armour throughout the war. In July 1944, the Skoda factory started production of the Jagdpanzer 38 T, which is more commonly known as the Hetzer. I really like the historical importance and relevance of this map, and it makes it all the more exciting to enjoy in the game. Gameplay-wise, this map feels quite a lot like Ensk. We see a built-up area which you're going to be able to fight inside the buildings down the western part of this map with close-quarters combat, contrasting with a railroad that goes right down the center of the map, a lot like on Ensk. And finally, there's a more open area towards the east where you're going to be able to make use of your camo rating, make use of locations where you can use gun depression to try and advance towards the enemy. What I think we're going to find is artillery pieces hiding in the dips in the corner of the maps in this location, and of course on the other side as well. Then I feel like medium tanks and light tanks and possibly tank destroyers are going to fight down this eastern corridor to try and progress with this center area of these buildings that are built up here. Then there are going to be the players who always want to go to the center of the map and fight it out in this ruined workshop right in the middle. This whole area is completely open, and the only way you're going to get cover is if you try and use the support beams to evade shells. I expect what we're going to find is heavy tanks probably side-scraping or even managing to cover a lot of their tank on hold-down positions such as these, stopping any advance from the enemy. I can also imagine enemy tanks rushing right across and trying to get into a corner position such as this, baiting tanks around the corner, which then have to turn their turret to shoot them, and getting absolutely pasted, hopefully, from your forces on the other side with some easy shots across the corridor. Fighting won't be taking part inside all of the buildings, however. This one right next to the spawn for the northern team is impassable. Fighting down the western corridor is going to be a different affair. The area is heavily built up and you have to make your way into the factory. From here, there are going to be lots of corners and also rubble piles that you can use to hopefully side scrape and hide some of your tank and get corner close range engagements against your opponents. If you manage to battle through the choke point that's in between the two buildings, then once you get through to the other side, you're greeted by a very open area. Once you've broken through here, there'll be a ridgeline that you have to deal with where tanks with gun depression and good turrets will probably be able to hide most of their hull armor. And if the artillery have not elected to go to the eastern corner of the map, you're likely to find some of them around in this little undulation. There are a few bushes which you can make use of if you're in a light tank and want to try and get some vision, but more or less I feel like these are last-ditch attempt hiding locations for artillery and some sneaky tank destroyers. If you manage to take this corner successfully, then you get to use all of the bush lines and the ridge lines to work towards the enemy cap circle, which is very open indeed. There's absolutely no hiding locations in either of the cap circles, so it's going to be quite unlikely that you're going to be able to sneak that full cap out. And that's something that is going to be different about Pilsen compared to Ensk. In Ensk, it's quite easy to cap, at least in my opinion. And that's something that I feel we're not going to be seeing a lot of here. So that about covers the upcoming Pilsen map. I really do feel like I am in the middle of a Skoda factory. I love the historical relevance. And I think gameplay-wise, this map does look promising, especially if you're a fan of Ensk-style gameplay. I think the main differences between Pilsen and Ensk as a map are that Ensk is 600 meters, it's very small, it's pretty much possible to spot your opponents from almost one end to the other, or at least shoot at them. Whereas this map feels certainly bigger indeed. Also, I feel like Pilsen has a lot more chance of you using your gun depression than on Ensk, where it only feels like side scraping is important. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't going to be very powerful side scraping locations on Pilsen. I just feel like you've got a little bit more opportunity to use your turret and your gun depression on this map. And so hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, or maybe it was just useful to you. If it was, please do consider giving this video a like down below. It really helps the channel out. And let me know in the comments down below what you think about this brand new map coming to both the random and the rampage game modes in patch 9.13. And as always guys, thank you so much for watching. You've been epic, and hopefully I'll see you soon.